co-host, Candy Nelson. We
Hi.
are here tonight bringing you or helping you ring in a new year and living with Morgellons at the same time. Doesn't have to hold you back. So with that said, I'm gonna let Candy Nelson take it away from here. So you're gonna do that next time. You're gonna ring
Uh,
it in.
I don't know about that.
Oh, you'd be so good at
but
it. So how are you tonight?
well, I've had a very, very rough week. I thought I was getting a little cold when my grandkids were here last week. One of them came with a cold, so I thought I was getting her cold, and kind of got the sniffles a little bit, and I was blowing well. And then when I started blowing, I kept blowing and blowing and blowing and blowing and blowing and blowing, and I was like, oh my god, it was like the sticky, slimy, gooey biofilm. It's just gobs of it I was blowing out. And so I was like, oh. And so then I started eventually coughing it and gagging on it. And I'm like, oh, Lord, have mercy. And I thought, man, I'm really getting, I didn't get chills or sneezing or anything, just a lot of mucus and junk in my throat, my chest. And my head started hurting really bad. And I was like, oh, geez. So I started taking some sinus stuff to try to break it up. My husband gave me some stuff, and I was putting the peppermint oils and trying different things just to like get it to just dry up where I could breathe because it was draining in the back of my throat and I was gagging on it. And so
Yeah.
I had a pretty crazy week, but I had I have coughed so much of that stuff up that it's like the next thing you know, I started like hurting all up in my shoulder. And then yesterday I noticed that I was having real bad chest pains, like right here above my breast on my right side. And so I went on the internet, right pain, upper chest pain. And it came up and it said that that's signs of a heart attack in women, not
Yeah.
necessarily in men, because your heart is on your left side, but my pain is like on my right side, like right up here, like in my
Right where you'd have a heart
collarbone,
attack.
like right up underneath my collarbone. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so I woke up a couple of days ago and I was like, I've struggled so much psychologically with the fact that, I've gotten rid of all these massive lesions and, I'm having like little tiny outs, rashes and stuff and nothing major, so it's like, okay, well, at least it's under control. So, anyway, I was thinking to myself the other day after all this gagging and every time I would eat, um, I would get that rancid taste in my throat. I couldn't hold my food down. I'm like
Yeah.
sick to my stomach, and I'm like, wait a damn minute. This is not a cold. This is like I just it dawned on me. I'm like, I worked so hard getting rid of all this external stuff, and
You
I
didn't get
still got this stuff internally.
yeah.
And then I went out and I just plugged in the internet, best essential oil for biofilm, and the one that came up was
Good idea.
oregano oil. And so I had my oregano oil sitting out on the table, because I was going to get some little gel caps and put a couple drops in
Yeah.
there and take it. So in the meantime, I'm constantly shoving peppermint oil up my nostrils, and so I grabbed the oregano oil by mistake, shoved that up my nose, burnt the inside of my nose, and it's raw there, and I got like lesions, and I scoped it. I had little fibers there, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I did that to myself." So I still haven't
Yeah.
taken it internally yet because I was like, I know I'm full of this damn biofilm, and that's why I'm having these little minor skin issues because I haven't cleaned it out internally.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I had some colon detox pills that I had in my bathroom from a long time ago. So I went and took those, cleaned out my system, and I was like, well, maybe that'll help get rid of some of this. So took
Anything.
those, and I was like, well, if I'm taking that, I don't want to take the oregano oil too on top of that because I'm going to be a wreck. I'm going to be tore up from the floor up, and I don't want that. So everything in moderation. But
What is that?
so oh yeah, but so anyway, it just kind of dawned on me. I'm like, oh my god! And so I wake up yesterday morning, I started getting that chest pain, and here I thought I was having a heart attack or something. Well, I was like, no, I've been doing an awful lot of coughing and maybe that's not it. So before I went to bed last night, I took a half a muscle relaxer, and I woke up this morning. It felt a little bit better up here. So then I took a nap today, and I took another half one, and it is feeling better. But then after I took the second one and I woke up, now all of a sudden it's like clicking, and I could touch it and it just
That's
clicks.
strange.
Yeah, it's like I pulled something there or something, or even walking, I can feel it pop.
That's
And
really weird. It is like you pulled a ligament or something.
yeah, or something. Maybe it's fibers wrapped around it. I
I
didn't
don't know
gag
though.
so
Do
much.
ligaments really pop? I mean, that's kind of worrisome.
Yeah, well, but I've had that with the fibers before. Where
Yeah,
they would wrap
exactly.
around stuff, and I could
Fibers.
feel that popping. And especially when I was using that black salve, I could feel it would wrap like around veins and stuff like that, and I could feel that tugging sensation.
I had it right on
So
my
maybe
toe.
that's what it is. I didn't gag so much that fibers are wrapped around it, and it's kind of like snapping it. I don't know, but
That is
scary
true.
anyway.
I always forget about that popping sound with the fibers. You're right on that. So
So
you feel better though today a little.
a little bit, and somebody asked me, they were like, because I never post that on Facebook when I'm feeling bad. I never love to like to bring anybody else down, but
Yeah, that's
I
what
was
I
like,
noticed about you. You never say you feel bad, but you did.
yeah, but I did it this week because I was like, I was in bad shape, and I
Yeah.
just didn't want anybody having any expectations because there was none there.
You know what?
And
Good for you. You're being honest and you're true to yourself there again. So, do you
so
think that this next year will be better for all of us? I
I
mean, as far
think,
as handling it, don't you think that we're kind of learning as we go, but it's helping with the things that we're learning? Or do you
well,
think we're still on a learning curve, like a major learning curve?
I think we learn something every single symptom we have is because it's always so multifaceted. It's like bull
Yeah,
crap. You know,
unpredictable.
yeah, we never know what's coming. It's like a box of chocolates. It ain't
You'll
good.
never know what you're going to get. That was a French or something accent, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just should have been unsaid.
Well, and
So
so
your
we
hair
just
looks
never know.
beautiful tonight. I love seeing your
Thank you.
hair. It always makes me happy to see that.
I know.
Look, guys, we can keep our hair long. My hair was like Candy's, and I chopped it off to like chin length a few years ago, about the time I came down with this, and I just couldn't bring myself to shave my head. And Candy taught me something about that, and I was hoping that Candy, you could share that little bit of knowledge when it comes to hair that you did with me, because it meant the world, and I totally agree now. Keep the hair. You can
Yeah.
keep the hair.
Well, for me personally, you can see, I mean, I had massive lesions all over my face, and I was always a wreck, you know, as far as my physical features. And I had the crawling hair, and I had the hair
Me
moving
too.
on its own, and I had the wiry hair that's like, I had all
But
the
I mean,
symptoms.
if it's everywhere, what are you going to really do? What difference is it going to make, right? I guess
Yeah,
if
I
you
had the
treat it. But
cradle
I mean,
cap.
I totally get it because I was that close.
I had the
So,
cradle cap so thick on my scalp that it was like the biofilm was like cradle cap. It was so thick. And I used to get a paring knife and try to scrape it, and it just wouldn't come off. And I scrubbed it, and I did everything, and nothing would break it down. And then somebody had told me about using borax when you bathe because it's an exfoliant. So I was doing that in the shower to break down the biofilm on my skin. And I was like, you know what? Let me just try this in my shampoo. And so I put a little bit in the cup of my hand. I put my shampoo in there and mixed them together. And I did that after about maybe like 3 or 4 times. Next thing you know, all of that
it just
biofilm
cut
buildup was
loose.
gone. It was just gone. And
See, I think everyone, I still have not tried that because my memory is mush with this brain fog. But I think everyone would be like, write it down now, guys. Write it down as we're sitting here right now. Say, get 20 mil Team Borax, put it in your shampoo, and scrub your scalp 3 to 4 times. Just do it. Write it down now, though, because you'll forget like me. Or maybe you won't. Maybe I'm just the only forgetful one. But I'm writing it down right now. It's on my. Yeah, there it is.
well,
There we
I
go.
had people tell me, oh, well, I tried it, it didn't work. Well, I'm just telling you that, like I said, my
That worked for
scalp
you.
was so thick with that. Ugh, it was thick. Like when I did that Bordeaux baby butt paste on my leg, that's how my scalp was.
Well, that's probably why people wouldn't notice a difference if they don't have that thick buildup to the extent that you did. They wouldn't even probably know if it's breaking down or not. So they might say it's not working, but truth be told, it probably is working, and just you can't see that physically unless you got, like Candy described, that very thick, like cradle cap, which is biofilm. But like you and I talked today, that internal biofilm, which we're both dealing with right now, that gagging and coughing, and like it doesn't even compare to like someone like hawking a loogie over into New York City from right here in Austin, Texas, by the way. This is a weird place. So keeping Austin weird right now tonight. So, but I mean, what would you? So you said that you did a cleanse. I think we need to put our heads together here and think what can break down this biofilm that we all seem to accumulate in our lungs, our chest, our breathing areas, like our sinuses. Like I woke up this morning with my ear canals completely swelled shut. I couldn't hear. I could feel the pressure of them. And I was supposed to be in Austin by like 6 a.m. And I had to lay on a heating pad and I put alcohol in each ear. But I mean, it took a couple of hours before I could even move. And by the way, they're still plugged. So if I'm yelling a little, it's not because I'm deaf or dumb. It's because I have very swelled up ear canals. So we need to think of something that, I mean, I've taken the borax internally. I'm not going to lie. I've done a teaspoon of that. Actually, back in the day, a few years ago, it actually, now that I think about it, I didn't really have this to this extent. I'm not saying go do that. Didn't say that at all. But what do you think, Candy?
Well, with that borax, what I've read on it, which I mean, I'm not consistent with it, but from what I understand, you take like an eighth of a teaspoon a day,
Yeah.
and mix it up in water, just an eighth.
I just took the whole spoonful, or the teaspoon, and swallowed with water because I can't.
It sounds like me and the Diatomaceous Earth when I mixed maybe like a quarter of a glass, and I was like, oh
yeah,
my.
I still have never tried that, and I have a whole bag. I don't even know how to do that. Maybe we need to discuss that too, how you do that.
Don't do like I did. That's what I'm telling. That's when I learned about the Bordeaux baby butt paste.
Right. Yeah. So how do you use that if you were us? And we're not doctors, so we're not telling anyone to do this. But I'm asking, how does one do that? What's the amount of the wow, I can't even say it. Happy New Year's. I'm already drunk, but I haven't drank a thing. So, Diatomaceous
Earth.
Already.
Diatomaceous Earth.
Say that again.
Diatomaceous Earth.
Dia's part, I got that one down. Diatomaceous, like tomatoes, but tomaceous.
But there's two different kinds. It's important for them to know. There's a food grade that you can take internally, and then there's the one that's not food grade, that's not safe to take internally.
Do not do that. Yeah, I have the food grade. I've only bathed in it, and by the way, I don't even recommend that because I had like a rubber cement bathtub at the end of the bath. Like to have never got that out of the tub, and didn't stick to my body though, so that was weird. So like an eighth of a teaspoon of that, did you mix with water? That
I have no idea because, like I said, I was stupid, and
we try everything no matter what, right?
I did entirely too much. Just don't be stupid, everything in moderation.
See, I've just never taken it internally, even though it's the food grade. I literally was like, okay, well, there was a time I really wanted to die, and it probably wouldn't have mattered. But I didn't get that at that time. It came later when I was like, all right, I'm still trying to live a little because I got to raise my kid here. Other than that,
I think if it was me, I
never did take it that way.
I think if it was me, with anything, to be safe, I would start out with like an eighth of a teaspoon once a week and see how that goes.
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
what I was thinking.
It's just slowly build up, and then until
she said that's her, guys. We're not giving recommendations, but yeah, that's what I would do too. I mean, for real though, no recommendations going out. Don't try this at home.
But if it were me,
okay. So,
or I would search it on the internet.
There you go. And I should have done that too, but the brain fog. I think my whole brain is like nothing but biofilm now. It's just like, well, it can't be even that because it's not even thinking anymore. At least biofilm has a mind of its own. So
You know,
don't
it's
even know what
crazy.
happened there. It's just bacon.
My side of the screen is like flashing and blinking. Like, do you see that on your end?
Yeah, I just now saw it. Yeah.
Wow, that's weird.
Okay, hold on.
Just my side, not yours.
Wow, that actually looks really cool. Happy New Year! Like fireworks right here on this live stream. We got fireworks. Sandy Nelson is going up in fireworks right now. So yeah, but let me try to exit out. I don't know. I don't think it's me, but hold on. I'm gonna exit out and see what happens.
No, it's still doing it. Weird.
Oh, hello. There I am. Okay, let's see if this helps them. So, and if you guys want to, anyone that wants to give me some flack for sitting in my car office, that's fine. Please do, because I am working in Austin, private investigator, and apparently I get to stay in the hotel no-tail tonight that you should be paying by the hour for. So, and I didn't. That was not my doing. There was nothing left availability tonight. So I have either a U-Haul van that I have for my surveillance job, or I have the hotel no-tail. We'll leave the something on for you, but it wasn't no light.
Hey,
So probably
Lisa.
Yeah.
This Lone Star says it's Morgellons. I'm not so sure it's a physical or mental disease, though. And then somebody says, wait a minute, Space Cadet, just curious, no disrespect intended. So I'm thinking I should show them that video with the fibers coming out of my leg.
Yeah, I mean, and I understand people thinking that I mean, if you look at last night's video and many others, and Candy and I forever, we understand how people think that. But you have to watch and look at the videos that are on my channel, on Candy's Facebook. She's got a whole group there. You've got to look because you can clearly see. Trust me, we were like, man, I feel crazy, but it's very, very, very much something that's happening. It's very true. It's very real. It is not mental. It's very physical. And if you scroll and go to my YouTube channel and you go towards the very end of my channel, you're going to find what looks like almost a rubber looking fat spider that's not a spider flopping around on the ground. Then you're going to see my cheek light up in a brilliant fiber optic blue color. And then one again on the other side. Then my neck, then I got another video with fiber optic blue coming out of my wrist here. And you can't make that crap up. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm not smart enough to be able to fabricate this, or, like my nephew wanted to say to me, like, oh, that's Photoshop. Jeez Louise, I wish I was that good. I mean, I'm pretty good, don't get me wrong, but not when it comes to Photoshopping shit. So I understand where you're coming from, but Candy and I both beg of you to please just stop where you're saying that, back off, and go look first. And literally educate yourself and watch with your own two eyes. And I'm not even being disrespectful. I'm saying literally, you will be shocked. You will be shocked. It's so real. And also watch Skizit Gesture. Go to Skizit Gesture's channel, as well as what's his name? I'm drawing a blank here. Carl or Kotz. What's his name? Jeez, blank again. You know what I'm talking about. You were on there with Candy Griffin Walker. He was.
Harold Kutzvella.
Harold Kautz. So look at those two on YouTube. Harold Kautz, as well as Skizit Gesture, and even you Morgellons folks out there. And by the way, that's another thing. You wouldn't have over, 1,000,000 people from one end of the globe to the other saying the exact same thing. None of us ever meeting, and then just suddenly we're just crazy today. We just decided we were normal yesterday, but we want to come up with something really insane that doesn't make sense. I'm pretty sure that's the last thing I'm going to tell people I'm seeing or doing or that's happening to me. So it's not made up. It's not a mental thing because there's too many of us. I mean, statistically speaking, not only that, I'm speaking in impossible. I mean, you think of fibromyalgia. The first portion of fibromyalgia, cystic fibrosis. Another fiber word in there. I mean, I could go on and on. ADHD,
fibroid tumors,
all disease related and caused by, in my opinion, those that are in control. But this is just strictly for entertainment purposes only, because I have to say that to cover my ass so I don't get taken away from my daughter like all the other people do of the world that we've never met. So, I mean, what are the odds? It's impossible. Literally, mental disorders are unique to oneself. They're not the same thing. I mean, come on, they did LSD on a whole bunch of our U.S. soldiers. I mean, literally, they came back like screaming, yelling, cursing, still in the war, right? That's a mental disorder that was caused by a drug that was used on them, but they're like literally living in a life that your spiritual warfare is real. But this Morgellons disease is nanotech and spiritual warfare and so many other things caught into one. And never, never, never say never, because it's in all of us. And I just said that out loud. I mean, it is kind of simple. If you're breathing the air, drinking the water, eating the food, you're welcome. All right, Candy, I'm done. You know me, I go off on tangents like that, though, because I mean, you don't just wake up one day being a regular human. Like, I would have probably thought the same thing, right? So you don't just wake up one day and be like, holy shit, there's fibers, which, you know, some call it mycelium or whatever, coming out of my body or going into my body. But it is. And if people would pay attention, just take your videos, point at the sky, point at the ground, point at the trees, point at everything. You'll see. You'll see it. It's not a dog fur. It's not a sweater fur. It's not a human hair. It's not even a dog fart. It's real. So, whew. Okay, I'm good.
Breathe.
Yeah. But I mean, I am passionate about this because I've seen too many of our own tortured and belittled, and literally we're dying because we can't get medical help. And you're going around wearing a freaking this over your mouth for something that, you know, was given to you somehow. Then you're going around and getting the roller up your sleeve and getting like that in there. When's the last time that was supposed to exist too? Right? Your world's changing. Your world's changing. It's changed completely. It's not just changing, it's changed. And it's going to be changing even more drastically. So it's just time to wake up. It's that simple. In other words, if you got that, then I understand why you're saying that. So it's pretty simple to me anyway. So yeah, I'm passionate. I'm gonna stick up
I
for
would
it.
like to.
No
I would
doubt.
like to tell them. I would like to tell them about a really good website. It's called morgellonsdiseaseawareness.com.
Right.
A lady, she goes by Isla Morgellons, runs that website. But she's got a lot of great information, samples, pictures, just amazing.
Out there.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, there's too many of
and
us.
It's not like it's even far-fetched. Just like we have the capability of doing all these things going on. But the only thing that I can't explain is the spiritual, you know, the supernatural side, because that is there. But I mean, then I can't explain it because, well, you open the Holy Bible and you're welcome. You're welcome. It's all there. It's all been there. It's been written. It's been there for, well, since the beginning. So, I mean, but, you know, they say people will not endure sound teaching. I mean, there's not they, like, I am that I am said people will not endure sound teaching anymore. They will be coming and going to and fro. Literally, nation will rise. It's all there. It's all there. It's not a debate. It's like, I'm not shoving religion down your throat because I'm not religious. What I am is a believer in the facts that were presented, and some that wasn't even given to us yet, and some that were hidden. But at the end of the day, it lives right here. It lives within you, and there's your answers. You just got to be still long enough to listen to it and find it out for yourselves. And that goes for all those non-believers in you know, the greater, higher being that's most certainly real. Because I've seen some things that, like, there's no way you're going to change my mind now. It's like, Satan's real because I have seen what hell looks like and what his demonic little minions look like. You asked me that like 10 years ago. No, I wouldn't understand. But you ask me now, it's all so real. I've always known God is real, but I never could wrap my mind around that portion. It just was too hard to make sense of. But when you're awake, you have Morgellons or whatever has awakened you to the reality, you don't even ask questions anymore. You just know, like, anything can happen. As above, so below. Everything all around you is just that. It just is what it is. And just because you have the textbook tell you things didn't make it right or so. It just means that teacher learned that from someone else, and that individual probably from someone else that came from one individual or maybe a group. And you just went to school because you were conditioned. That doesn't mean you know anything. It means we actually lack a lot, and we need to learn so much more. The truth. So, all right. I'm going to just go that way now. Put my shades on like everyone else does, it seems like these days. So, did you find that site by chance?
Uh,
To feel
no, but
new?
I'm looking for the one about the nanotechnology that I told you they did. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
we all know we have that capability. I don't even know why it's a question
hmm.
anymore. It's a CDC is denying because CDC is not your friend, but they'll say, roll your sleeve up and let me give you this since grade school. Because you can't go to school unless you have that, even though your body's built up with natural antibodies and it doesn't really freaking need that because, well, there you go. That's why. Because you know why. I mean, deep down, you know why. You know why this is happening to us and it's happening to everyone because it's been
Okay, here we
happening since
go.
birth.
Here we go. This is a video on YouTube they need to go check out. It's called Nanotechnology, How It Is Changing Society. If you think this shit is not real, they tell you right there. And that was at a
Well, it could never get in
conference.
my body.
Yeah, and they actually
Either.
list in there all the agencies that are involved in it, which was the Food and Drug Administration, the
DARPA,
CDC, the National Institute of Health, the American Medical
pharmaceutical companies all the
Association,
way around.
everything. And I mean, I
Stop
couldn't
living
believe
in
it.
the dark. That's all I can say. Stop living in the dark. It's time to
And
open
look
your
here,
eyes because we're in crunch time.
they actually tell you that this is what they're doing. They're harvesting energy using nanotechnology.
You betcha.
They tell you
And the
that
earth
in
is
the video.
nothing but an energetic circuit board, energetic. I mean, it's being drawn from human beings back. I could go on and on and on about that, but that's a whole different story. We're going to start one step at a time because there's much to learn. Much to learn. While you
Uh,
were sleeping, while we were sleeping, lots happened way before we were here. So that was a good sight, Candy. I need to remember that. What
you
did
can
you
ask
say
me
that one more
anytime. I
time,
saved it.
so that everyone can jot that down because it's important.
Yeah,
That way
look
you don't
here. It
have to say,
says,
well, I just have a hard time believing. You don't have to say that anymore. You can just educate yourself.
look here. It
There you go.
says,
Hold it a little bit straighter, like more flat
yeah,
where it
you can't
says
really see it that well because of that.
almost. So say it
Hold
out
on, I'll
loud
tell you
again
what
so
it
that
says.
everyone can hear.
It says nano is not new, but engineering nano is.
Yeah. Nano's been around from the beginning of time.
Seeing what's happening at the nanoscale is new. Manipulating things at the nanoscale is new. Deliberately making things at the nanoscale is new.
Right. Well, genetically modifying living organisms isn't new, but we are sure as hell doing it. And look at your cereal boxes. And if you can read that, then you don't dare come to us ever and say, well, I hear it's mental. I mean, 1 + 1 = 2. There you go. It's all very, very likely. Not only likely, it's happening and it's inside of you too. That's what they're doing to us right there. It's
I,
everywhere. Genetically modified organisms, nanotechnology, two things that we are obviously capable of. So, what in the holy crap makes people think it's not in your body if you're eating and consuming and breathing that stuff? I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out.
but
That's all.
look at this
That's all.
thing. I coughed this up. I thought it was a blood clot.
Yeah.
I collected it and separated it and scoped it. Look at that. It looks like a feather.
I have so many that, yeah. Yeah, we can't just make that up. Like you can't. Like where are you gonna find one of those? Like oh, I'm gonna find. Oh, look, let's go get that
That,
little bug right there,
look, that was
microscopic
the
or
size of
whatever.
it. That was the
Yeah,
size
can't
of
make
it
that up,
before.
guys. You can't. We're not like a horror flick on Stephen King or anything. We don't know how to do that stuff. It's real.
That was the
It's
size
real.
of it before I separated it out, Lisa.
That is huge and unbelievable. And I coughed one of those out of my lungs one day. No joke. No joke. I mean, almost exactly like that. But I mean, on my channel, if any of you guys are non-believers or you just want to know and you want to learn, go here and you'll see how very real it is. You'll see it actually emerging, coming out of our skin. Can't make it up, guys. We are not in the movies, and actually, your movies were just created anyway to wake you up slowly or predictive programming. But I mean, it's up to you to just listen. Nobody is. So, but some of us are. Some of us see it now, and I'm just praying tonight that we have awoken some of you on here because all you got to do is look. Like you don't even have to take our words for it. You just look and you'll see. Like don't listen to us. Don't listen to anyone. Just look. You'd be shocked. You'd be shocked
Hey,
what's going on.
not even to mention the geoengineering that's going on with the weather in the sky, and we don't even have
That's
to
a
say the
no-brainer.
M word.
I know. Like, oh, we don't do that. Everyone said like we don't tell me. We have been doing that since the 40s, and you think we just suddenly stopped because all that didn't work out so well? No, if anything, like we're like, well, we got to perfect that. We got better at it, but people are just. We got a hurricane there, tornadoes over there, earthquakes over there, all places we've never had them, and all erupting at once. But this is normal, or is it the
Yeah,
end times? Just like the Bible said, doesn't mean God had to do it. God
yeah.
didn't say I'm going to create these things. He just said these things will be the signs when
No,
it
it
gets
is
the
not.
time draws
Hold,
near.
stop, 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 stop. No, Lone Star, it is not Lyme disease.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
is
cover up.
not Lyme disease.
That
You
is a
might be
cover
right,
up.
but Lyme disease is not even Lyme disease. Lyme disease is inflicted also.
Yeah, I call it the
So it's
great.
all
I call it
bull.
the great Lyme lie. LYE.
Mm-hmm. Right. If a Lyme is a lie, like that has been purposely done.
Manipulated.
I'm sorry, just because somebody told you in a book or you went to a doctor that was told by another person that told them to say that, and keep that in mind. These people, us too, we only have learned what has been passed down. That doesn't make it right. And when you actually start researching yourself, the information's straight up in your face there. It is. Like I said, don't take our word for it. Look with your own eyes. And if you take the time to look, and most of you don't, that want to like say that's not real. Most of you don't even take the time, so like it's easy for you to say that. Well, that's fine. I mean, ignorance is bliss. I hear, but just
Let me
look,
tell
and I
it.
promise you, you'll change. This
Let me
is
say
mine.
the difference too. Lone Star says, "I believe I have Lyme disease." The difference with Morgellons is the fibers. Lyme disease does not consist of the fibers.
Fibers are in
And I've
everybody.
had people tell me. I've had my friend told me. She's like, "Oh,
You
I
don't
have
have to see
Morgellons."
them; they're there.
No, she tells me, she's like, I have Morgellons. She's like, but I don't have the fibers like y'all do. I said, if you
Everyone
got
else does
Morgellons,
that.
you got the fibers. So
Or
listen,
I never got the bugs like you, or this or that. You
yeah,
don't have to get that.
but
You don't
listen,
have to have that. It's in you.
listen. So I go to New York. When I told you I went up there and I went for the conference with Candy Griffin, and everybody was there. I took my scope with me, my laptop, right? So my friend kept telling me, she's like, "Oh, I don't have the fibers." I was like, "Oh, listen." We
Okay.
scoped her big toe. Oh my God, there were so many fibers up underneath her big toe
Put a
and
microscope
in the
on your
toenail.
skin.
Yeah.
You've
And
got
I
fibers.
showed them to her.
All of
She's
you.
like,
Yes, all
"Oh,"
of you.
she said, I do have fibers." I was like, "Yeah, I told you to."
You don't have to
Told
have
you
Lyme or
so.
anything. Any regular human out there that's just trying to learn about this, go do yourself a favor. Buy yourself a skin microscope. Run it all over your body, but do it slowly. Make sure you're zoomed in real good. You have fibers all over your body because it
Yeah.
has been done to us.
And
Just because we finally found out and we
around
figured it out,
your
nothing's
fingernails.
infinite.
Your
Yeah,
fingernails is a good place to check because you're
especially
constantly
on
touching
infants.
things and touching yourself and you're scratching and you don't even realize it. And so if you look around your nails and under your nails,
Yeah.
yeah, that's where you
So, like,
find them.
you guys have like infants, you've been around babies, and you always see like what seems to be like fuzzies, like maybe they grabbed a blanket or something, a fuzzy blanket, and like all their fingernails are always having those little fiber looking things. It's like, oh, that was from the Afghan I got earlier. More than likely, it's not. More than likely, it's exactly what we're talking about here, and I'm willing to bet money on it. I'd probably lay down my life on it. So it's all over everybody, guys. All you need is a skin microscope. Sometimes you don't even have to have that because you can see the mother truckers. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. I mean, and if you watch long enough, you'll see they move. They do move. Like, but how can it be alive? It's a doggy fur. No. Let's go back to the mycelium. Let's go back to the biological factor of genetically modified organisms. You're welcome. It's in your face. It's not like it's even like a secret. It's 1+1 = 2. And if you eat that, you partake of that, you breathe the air. It's coming from wherever, right? Drinking the water, right? I mean, what do you expect? What do you expect? I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
and
it's time we need to stand up and start. Repercussions are coming, right? I'm thinking because you're gonna get furious when you see, and you will see. You'll be pissed, and you're gonna be wanting some revenge.
yeah, and
Well, that was precious.
if you
That
have
was right in my lap.
if you have like an itchy spot or a rash, you can take like a fractionated coconut oil or any type of oil and rub it on that area and just kind of rub it around on there, and then take a white paper towel and then wipe all that excess off there and hold it up underneath the lamp or in the sun, and you can see them on the white background.
Go get yourself a big old little, well, not a big old, just get yourself a little bottle of vinegar and pour it in your bathwater next time. Then get in, sit there for a while, let it drain, see what remains. But I don't see nothing. Well, that's when you got to look a little closer and stop being unobservant anymore, because the problem is nobody's observant anymore, and that's why this is, that's going unnoticed. You have to be observant. Your sky, your body, your surroundings, everything, and everyone's noses are like preoccupied, which all these things were created purposely to keep you preoccupied. Like a cell phone. Like, oop, I gotta shake my little snap. I got a snap tonight. You don't actually. You can just literally pay attention, and it doesn't even take very long to do that. Just saying. But don't speak to us uneducatedly, because we have seen hell. We have been through hell. We do not deserve this, and none of us could possibly be all crazy with the same thing. That is just, what are the odds? It's statistically wrong, and none knowing another. I'm talking Australia, Europe, all over, everywhere. So that's another factor there, that people are just like, somehow their brains just aren't working anymore to figure that's impossible. It's impossible. Statistically speaking, that's impossible. My odds of winning the lottery like 50 times in a row are better than that. There you
Hey,
go.
guess what I have in the staging file? I have my first nanotech nano bucket video file. You want to watch that?
Yes.
This was
Absolutely.
this was the anti nano detox bucket.
Yeah, I gotta see this. So yeah, everyone that's talking about this, like, oh, I heard, it's like, oh, crazy, needs to see it.
Let me see if I can figure out
They'll say that to us again.
how to get it in here. There it is. Hopefully it'll come up.
I'm gonna take myself down real quick, so bear with me, because I want to be able to let everyone see that really good here. So, okay. Nope, wrong way. Wrong way.
In there. There it comes. There it is. Uh-oh.
Oh, did I do it wrong?
Something
Hold on, let me try this again.
There it is.
Putting it up.
So you can see the fibers floating in a bucket. See right here?
Yeah, it's blatantly obvious. They're like, oh, this is a little sweater for doggy for blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, whatever, like, makes you sleep all at night, right?
Yeah, this is Tony Pantescalero's anti-nano bucket. Look at that. Oh, my God.
Wow. That's crazy. Like, that's a good video there that shows in detail, too.
Look at those gobs of fibers.
Yeah, they didn't come from your little slipper sockies either, guys. It's
Yeah, and
housey shoes.
I filtered all that water out of there and collected everything that was in the bottom. Oh my God, There was hexagon crystals and bug wannabes.
The hexagons, yeah, that's a common thing too. The bug wings, yeah. I get the whole entire bug though, not just the bug parts, which is really bugging me. No pun intended.
Well, I got mutated bugs. It was kind of like genetically modified freaks from hell.
Yeah. Oh gosh, you and I had one that was a lot the same. It looked, I swear mine looked like a demon, like a demon bug. I don't even know. It looked like those thorns that you used to get, like goat heads, I think is what they call them. It looked like a goat head, but this thing like unwound, like just literally folded it open, like unfolded it. It came open, and it looked like nothing but a spiny, moving, thorny thing. That sounded really weird. Thorny. We're gonna go with thorny on that. But the thing was moving everywhere. That's crazy. Look at that. You have some others too on there, right? That you had to show.
Yeah, I can.
Because I mean, we have people on here obviously that are not aware or are educated yet to the level, and I am not by any means belittling. I'm really not. It's just that we have been hurt and cut to the quick, so I have to be really quick with my words to just say, like, wait, look, you got to watch. You can't just assume that it's not real just because you went to a desk and someone that told somebody and heard it from somebody else. It doesn't work like that anymore. I mean, they were lying to us all along no matter what. Your history's a lie, for God's sake. Everything's alive.
Now this bucket is a 5-gallon pail. It's wrapped in copper wire on the outside and then covered in duct tape. And then there is a power cord from a laptop attached to it that you plug into the wall. And then inside the bucket, you put distilled water, vinegar, some Epsom salt, maybe 20 mule team, I'm not really sure, and a little essential oil in there. And what the oil does is any of the crystals or chips, nano chips or anything like that, the oil kind of like attracts them to it, so that when you get it out, it stays with the oil instead of gets back on your skin again.
Right.
So that if you see the oil floating on the top, that's what that was. It was essential oil.
And that's smart. That's a very smart move on that.
That's the yellow, like circle looking things. That's the oil.
Right. See, I usually just put that kind of stuff in my bath water. You're gonna notice it either way.
Jeez.
What they call the grape juice or like swirling.
Oh yeah, I got that video too. The grape juice bath.
Yeah, everyone's still like, that's not real. It's like, whatever. Like, you guys are gonna like appease your mind and comfort it whichever way you can. Either you're just gonna like literally be still and know that he's God and he's showing you something, or you're just gonna be oblivious and you know, there's perishing that's going to happen. And there's a narrow doorway, and you have to listen. And sound teaching needs to happen. It's happening, just nobody's listening. Very few.
All right, well, let me see if I got another one here. Hold on. I got the grape juice bath.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
I tried that once and I came out purple. Like, I look like Barney on crack.
Oh, I told you I didn't turn purple.
No, I did on mine. I tried this a little bit. I was purple. I think I used like too much or something.
Hey, I used a whole gallon jug in a garden tub. So
you weren't purple?
No, I was not purple.
I don't know if I had a lot of biofilm or what, but I was purple. Like, well, light, pretty colored purple. But either way, it looked at me funny. People looked at me funny. It's okay though. Barney was cute. Not really. He was annoying as hell.
Let me find it. Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh.
Uh-oh, let's see if I can.
It's not letting me show that one for some reason. I don't know why.
Hold on.
Okay, here's one. Let me do this one. This one is when I was getting my anti-nano bucket ready. I hadn't even plugged it in yet, but while I was getting it ready, I was, I had my hair hanging down and my hair turned blue and I didn't even have anything in it or plugged in yet. I was just getting it ready.
Oh, you told me about
weird.
that.
Yeah.
Is that okay? So let me see if is this it? Like, tell me if I got it up right. Is that it, or is that would be me?
No, that's you. That's showing your background.
Mom and them. Hold on. Bear with me. Get this up. I see. Okay, I see.
There it is. There it is. That was it.
Okay.
Ow.
I don't have my glasses on, which is not good right now. But did I put the right one up? Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Did you see the blue in my hair?
I saw the blue like from the get-go. And then someone's going to say, oh, it's the television screen. I can hear it now. But you guys got to use your discernment and look correctly. It's not that. It's turning colors and going up her hair shaft. Discernment is key right now. Oh my gosh, that's even at your hair. It looks like it's doing strange things as well, as well as the color, the shape of it, even. But people always have to look for the logic in things. And guess what, guys? Sometimes in life, there's no logic at all. The end. It's true.
Is that not blue?
Wow, that is just straight up. And someone's gonna say, "Well, she colored her hair." Well, if she's telling you she didn't, and why the hell would someone want to come on here and be like, "I'm gonna just make a pretender here, and I'm gonna just like say, oh, my hair turned blonde." Like, geez, guys. I mean, we're older than that. We're old enough
Yeah.
to not do stupid shit like
And
that.
not only that,
Give me a break.
you can't put that
You can't
color
do
like
that.
that
It's
in your
impossible.
hair and have the rest of it the color that it's naturally. It just doesn't work that way.
I mean, you know, like I said, you're gonna have your gurus that are like, "We gotta do logic here. I was a genius. I got straight A's in school." Oh yeah, in your desk when you raised your hand and the teacher told you what to say and you really couldn't ask the questions. That one. Yeah. Okay. So, talking to the wrong folks here. That is just like straight up obvious as all get out. And yes, I just said that in a very redneck way, and you're welcome.
All right, let's try the grape juice
There's
one
so
again.
much out there. It's ridiculous. And I was like, "Oh, remember that I said the fibers coming out of the, the cover your facer thing, and the, or how about those little hydras, that's in the, roller up your sleeve? Yeah, all of that is real. Every last freaking bit of it. Truest story ever told, and it got hushed up real quick. And if you want to fact check it, well, who do you think's writing your fact checks? Yeah, a bunch of like, I was gonna say F heads, but that wouldn't be nice. But yeah, that's how you're gonna get that. You think you're gonna get the truth? I mean, are you guys insane, or like you're not gonna get the truth through your Google? Who owns that? Your fact check, who owns that? Like, think about who owns these companies and your. Well, actually, they own your life right now as long as you let them. And I don't know. I know there's plenty of you out there that watches Mr. MBB 333, and he's always showing like this the plant life coming to life, or there's like, like one single leaf moving, or a tree doing strange things where nothing else is moving. Well, that also, I need you guys to please pay close attention, because that is your nanotech landing on those portions of your, plant life, your horticultural things there, and it is affecting everything. And the reason I said that is because I'm sitting here with my headlights on a rose bush, and there are 3 different leaves on a portion of this bush with nothing else moving, but those 3 are doing strange things and not in synchronicity either. But I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's just like, I don't know, guys. It's just,
Hey, we're not like, we don't have any typing etiquette here, guys. I mean,
yeah.
if the guy needs to type in caps, or if he didn't realize his caps was on, is no big deal. I mean, gosh.
Fine. Yes, it's fine. Wait. I mean, we're at the end of the so
We all just trying to get along here, get the word out one way or the other.
it is, and it's important that we do. And of course, we're going to have people that are not going to believe or understand. But when we're providing you with the information, and if you're not following the information, if you're not taking the steps to go do so, to check it out, to actually educate yourself, then we can't help you. And it's truly not surprising that you think that way, because probably all of us at one time would have thought that way until it happened to us. I mean, it's just fact.
Yes,
But
and Anthony, yeah, we did a video here a while back. It was called Wolves in Sheep's Clothing.
yeah,
You should watch that one, okay? Because we know that there's like a lot of people that pretend to be on our side or pretend to be
and they're
something
not.
they're not, and they are not. They are far from it.
And I
And
mean,
like
the
I
trolls.
said,
I mean,
watch
even
that one.
actually, the
Wolves,
algorithms are
wolves
that
in sheep's
spiritual.
clothing.
Yeah. But I mean, our technology is far more advanced than what anyone really truly realizes. And I mean, to goodness, I actually realized this long before I had more. But that was because I had a husband that contract CIA. I mean, from Navy SEAL to contract CIA. So I lived a portion of that life, and no, it didn't have to be told to me because he wasn't allowed to give away this information. So don't even think that. But I mean, I was a wife. I paid very close attention, and I know what he has in his belongings and his self, and there's just certain things that you just can't hide. And then I also had to take certain things. He was in Dev group. It's not like it's non-existent, and I know you guys got to know this. I mean, have you looked in the sky lately? Have you seen strange things that you can't explain? Well, I'm going to chalk that up to the same thing going on in our bodies is also more than likely what's in the sky. But there's a supernatural side to this as well. And I don't have the answers to that. What do you think about that, Candy? Like that part I can't explain because there really is a side to this, aside of the GMOs or the nanotech. There is a supernatural side that I don't have the words for. I just know that one day everything was normal and then everything changed and I saw the world for what it was.
Well, I was trying to download some of those videos so that these people that was wondering if it was real or a mental problem, but anyway, it's not letting me through. But I think if I hold my if I do it on my computer and I hold my webcam up here, they could see that.
Yeah, and I've got
So
you full screen now, so
let me try it and see if I can do it. Oh, let's see. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm going to try it.
Okay, go down a little, just a little
Hold on.
bit.
No, I'm going to
down.
get the video open first.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you're almost dead on with whatever you got going on there.
Yeah. Let me get this up. Can you see it?
Go up just a bit into your. I would say you're right. Up now. The other way up, or down maybe for you. Go move your up a little more, a little bit more. You're going in the right direction. Just go up a little more. Okay, right there. About right there, maybe a little bit more. There you go, right there.
If you look, the one all the way over to the left is moving, and the other two are barely moving. But look at the one all the way over to the left. You can see the orbs in it lighting up as it moves.
Pull that up a little bit more because now it's down again. Up more.
Let me bring it back.
No, that you're going the wrong way. So whatever way I'm saying, go the opposite then. Almost there. Just up a little more. Like hold it up a little bit higher. A little bit higher. Right there.
You see the orbs in those things?
Oh, I blatantly see them. You know what gets me is that some people literally can't see half of the things, but they should be able to see that because that is without being undeniable. I mean, look at that, guys. I mean, it's blatant. So, I mean, there is a part of this that makes us feel crazy, but we're not. We don't know each other. Like many of us I had to research like what's going on with me. I didn't know anyone. I never even heard of this.
This is pretty wild. This was my legs at one time.
Ugh. God, you were just torn up so bad. Yeah. And I was like, it's not real. It's in your head. It's like, how do you explain the lesions? Like, give me a break. The only thing that's in our head is lies. The truth is in your face.
Huh.
Go up a little bit more.
Crazy.
Yeah, that I can't even believe. Your body was covered so much more than I've ever seen anyone's in my life. I don't know how, you lived through all of that. I mean, I thought mine was bad, but I mean, I felt pretty confident to say I was very much blessed compared to what you had to go through. Yeah. You endured a lot.
You see that one?
God, look, it swelled so bad. Look at how it just kind of consumed your whole ankle too. And guys, one of these days here soon, when I'm not doing a private investigation here on an infidelity case, I will actually have a computer up and running that has sound and a webcam, and I will be able to pull hopefully all of Candy's files up better than what we've been doing. And
right, this is like caveman style here, but hey,
God, no, but you know what? It's at least you're showing. Like, don't ever doubt and to say never, it doesn't happen. It's just, it's in your head. Because this right here that you're looking at, if it's caveman style or not, it's very obvious what it is. And what it is very tragic and very, very real. So you're welcome. I mean, that's all I can say. Like, open your mind, open your eyes, and try to, like, just feed out all the stuff that you've been taught, because that stuff was a bunch of bull crap. I mean, they let you know very little. Just put it that way. That's why you raise your hand to speak. Go to the ring of the bell. Come to the ring of the bell. You were never in control of your life. You've been born into bondage. It's plain and simple. And this is part of that, a huge part of that bondage. Same stuff that's in the sky, though, if you want my opinion. The same stuff you see in everything. It's straight up evil.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And you live to tell the story, Candy, though. That's so much to say for yourself there. Like, you live to tell the story. That's why I get furious when people want to have a simple mind and, come in and say or just disbelieve automatically without ever even giving it
Can you
a
see my
second
fingers
thought.
in this? Can you see my fingers?
I
Am I
see
holding it
it,
right?
yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Your knuckles, too. You have fiber coming out, don't you? Yep, there it is.
My fingers was tore up horribly.
Mm-hmm. There was one time my hands looked like Mickey Mouse hands, no joke.
Look at
They were
that.
swelled so bad.
Oh my God. Horrible.
Yeah. I mean, we go through so much pain. So that's why anyone that wants to come in here and give us more pain than what we've already endured, and trust me, there is no greater pain than this, because when you have something that your government denies, your CDC denies, then it brings your family into, like, disbelief. Like, then they start disbelieving in you, and you get taken. Like, some of us get taken from our children, and yet it's in their face, and then we're showing videos, and they refuse to look. So yeah, I'm gonna get really freaking protective and pissed off when somebody comes in here, because if you only knew what we go through, the torture, the torment, the belittling. I mean, you're literally singled out and you're left alone and you're left for dead. And I mean, I'm not even saying that on, like, just a, exaggerative basis there. I mean, you are literally left for dead. So when you want to come in and say something like that to people like us, I mean, those are fighting words right there. They're fighting words, but some of us are, being patient enough to try to educate the public that are unaware or that do have questions. And I appreciate the way that individual approached that earlier with saying, I'm just saying, I mean, more or less, but there you go. And we've provided you with truth, and we've directed you to the areas to go look and see that this isn't just happening to us. It's also happening to you, and you should be furious right now. You should be completely furious, because especially if you have children that you love and adore, or family, you should be so furious, because it's affected all of us and your babies and your
And
family.
and furthermore, something I would like to say, that y'all just watch those videos of my fingers and my legs and my body, the way it was ravaged. Well, guess what? I have no more of those. I healed them myself.
Amen.
Nobody helped me. I healed them myself. They're gone. I'm clear. So it took
Pharmaceuticals
me
are not your
years.
friend.
Yeah, it took me years. So, I mean, no, I didn't do that to myself. I didn't cause it to myself. No, nobody would do that shit to themselves just to prove
Especially
to
the
the
million
doctors
of
they
us
could heal
all over the world.
themselves.
Yeah, we all have the same things going on, guys. We never knew each other from Adam. So we can't cause these wounds. So for the CDC to say it's in your head, or for anyone for that matter, to sit there and look and see the physical damage and pain and evidence of what we endure all throughout the world, if dare say that, they're fighting words, damn it. They're fighting words. And I just, honestly, we're trying to help you, because we can't even really be mad. Like, right now, I'm at the point where I feel bad for the people that don't wake up and listen, because that means it's too late. It's too late for them. And I don't want it to be that way, but I mean, it's truth. It's truth. And
Well,
a lot of people are
and
going to be like,
again,
fear
too,
mongrel. I'm like, nope, it's truth. And so get your shit together while you still have a chance. No fear needed. if you just
And
wake up
again,
and listen.
again too, Lisa, I wanted these other people to know that I've had this for over 20 years.
Yeah.
The reason why mine got as bad as it did is because I was going to the doctor. They were treating me with prescription drugs that was supposed to be helping me, that made it a thousandfold worse. So no, I didn't cause that myself. I
Yeah.
went to the doctor. I believed in them. I listened. I took all the drugs they told me to take, and I was getting worse and worse and worse. So finally one day I got up and I was like, no, I'm not doing this crap anymore. And I flushed it all down the toilet. And it's
And
like,
and that's
okay,
what your pharmaceutical companies do. They string you along to keep you just as sick, but maybe barely teetering on the edge, or you might come up with another symptom because, well, they're also owned by the Rockefellers and the Bilderbergers and all of your elitist individuals that own pretty much your whole life and everything in it. So,
yeah,
and if you're on this channel, and Candy, I thought this would be important to point out, if you're on this channel at all, there's something that led you here, because it's not like it's like a wide advertised, like, well, there's UFOs, blah, 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 this or that. If you're on this channel, that means there's something in your life that you're experiencing or that you've seen, or maybe you haven't either one of those, but you believe in. Then I'm here to tell you, you're on this channel for the right reason, and we would not mislead you. You are also now finding out that this is real and it's happening, and you should be freaking furious. I mean, straight up, truth. I have no reason to lie. I mean, I've got a child and a life. Well, I don't have a life anymore, but we have too much to lose to be just blabbing this. But some of us just decided we're throwing caution to the wind because we are sick of seeing people that we love that have this disease be hurt. And I mean, I'm just done. I might die. They might kill me. I might die of this. I don't care. I have dedicated my life to making a dent, an imprint, and helping. And I'm not gonna go out of this world without a freaking big ass bang. So, and Candy, like she's one right there that you could see that she has been making noise for 20 years, and she has not let anybody phase her as far as saying, oh, that's not real, or like she told you, she healed herself. Pharmaceuticals aren't your friend. The roller up your sleever, dear Lord Jesus, and I mean that in not and in vain or disrespectful way. I mean, dear Lord Jesus, please help them see. Please help them see what they're doing, what they're putting in them, because, well, it's 20 times worse than what's already going on. So, and I was blind, but now I see. There's a reason for that. Break the chains that bind you. There's a reason that all that scripture is written. And it's not lying. It's real. It's there. So yeah. And Candy, thank you for showing those videos too, because that helps a lot when we have something to kind of add, in the proof side
yeah.
of that.
And here you can see I've got scars. I call these battle scars.
Yes.
It's like, my God, my whole face was just tore up from the floor up. And I'm like,
It's not
but I
fair.
never stopped. I never stopped, and I was like, no, I'm gonna see the other side of this. I always said that.
See,
So that
she's
was
a
my only
survivor.
goal.
I mean, it's possible, guys. You can survive this. And even if you don't survive this, it don't matter. This is temporary. This flesh suit, whatever we got on here, it's temporary. We got a better day, bigger day coming, and it's eternal. So don't let the little people, you know, just dissuade you from what you believe in and what you know. I mean, it's a learning thing, but it's also important that it gets learned ASAP because we're living in that time. And nobody has to tell me twice or ask me if it's true or even say I don't believe you. I don't care. You've been warned. There you are in a nutshell. Take it or leave it for what it is. But I can't. Don't say I didn't tell you so.
And
And
I
Candy,
think too, it
she's
was
got more
designed.
knowledge on this. So go ahead.
Well, and I think it was designed to keep us in a state of fear. All these things are to keep us in a state of fear, so that we cannot fight back. And
Yes.
when you learn to lose the fear
Lose
of
it.
what other people think, or what somebody's going to say, or how you look, or going in public,
Yeah.
or
Who
hugging your
cares?
grandkids, or loving your children, or, being like,
I mean, I
being,
lost my whole family, but you know what? you have went through that, and so many of you out there have went through that. It happens, but you know what? The Lord did not give us a spirit of fear, and He says, "Stand up, stand in My name, stand in truth." And Candy's like, she said that from the get-go. Stand in your truth. You haven't lost anything. You might have lost some worldly things here, and you might feel like you lost the love of your family or your children or just your peers. But you haven't lost anything. You only have everything to gain, and there is nothing to fear. She's so right.
And the greatest thing that ever happened to me was when I finally realized, I'm like, God's not done with me. And I just knew at that moment, it's like, I have got to be able to, I cannot hold this back. I'm like, so now I don't care. I go in the grocery store, I'll talk to total strangers.
Damn
Lisa
straight.
and I had a thing in Texas at the Sprouts health food store. And
That was amazing too.
yeah, and it's like when you lose that sense of fear and you don't care what anybody else thinks,
Your
it's
impact's
like the
so
next thing
big.
you know, it's like you're getting support from people you never would have thought you even got it
Yeah,
from,
Candy and
total
I never dreamed
strangers.
this man would be so receptive. He literally chased us out the door trying to get more information on this. A man that's
It
never
was
heard of
great.
Morgellons. There are
Yeah.
people that know something's off and they're trying to put their finger on it. And don't be afraid because your voice helps save souls. So don't forget that. Don't keep it to yourself. You're saving souls. You're saving lives. You're saving eternal lives on top of that. Please don't be quiet. Don't be afraid. You've got us too, but when you think you've lost everything, actually, you've only gained even more. You just don't realize it yet. So, Candy, what do you think about that and anything else you'd like to add? Because I've got to go back on surveillance in a second. I just did a drive by,
I
checking my
just
little
I
Peter
just
out
wanted
here.
people to know, it's like, no, just because you have all those things wrong with you physically. I mean, I was a wreck. My whole body was completely covered from head to toe.
And it
Every
almost killed you, you know?
Yeah. And I was
Yeah, I know
like,
I was
wow.
near death. I knew I was dying. So, yeah.
But
She,
I
I mean,
survived.
sorry.
I survived for a reason, and that reason, it has to be greater than, like I said, your love for others has to be greater than your love for
Love for
yourself
yourself.
or your
The
own
Lord
family or
wasn't
your
finished
own
with us
children.
yet. That's true. That's true. That's true too. I should say. You're right. You know when you lose your self love and yourself. I mean, don't get me wrong. You got to care for yourself. I mean, you got to care. About getting better, being the best you could be. But when you lose yourself, when you're selfless, when you become selfless, that's whenever you are aware of how much love you actually have to give, even for those that have hurt you so bad, because they need it the most. They need it the most.
Tell you, if I hadn't have started speaking out about it, I would have never met Lisa. I would have never met like
Understand?
many of my close Morgellons friends that I'm very close to.
Yes, me too. Me too. I would not. I mean, like Candy, you were such a blessing in my life from the get go. I was just, I wasn't, I didn't feel alone anymore. I felt like, you know, we we were meant to get together to make an impact, and the same with Sheila Renee and Candy Ren, and I never say it right. Vander, how do you say it?
Vanda Griffin,
Yes, thank you. I
Vanda
never say
Griffin,
that right.
Vanda Walker. You even got me
Vanda
confused on it.
Walker. I always say like Vanda Walker or something. I never say it right.
Well, you know what was
But
funny is because you and I became Facebook friends, and just a couple months after that, my daughter's like, "Hey, Mom, I'm going to California." She's like,
right,
"Anybody you want to meet along the way?" I'm like, "Lisa, I'm coming."
I could not believe it. Like I literally was like, you were the very first person that had Morgellons that in person that I actually got to like. Man, I just hugged your neck so hard. I was just like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. I am not alone. Like I am not alone. I physically was. I mean, mind, heart, body, spirit, soul. You name it. Like you have no idea how great that day was to me. So every day I'm so grateful for you and all the others, because I learned something. We don't all have the answers, and the know-it-alls don't know it all. We don't know it all. And by the way, guys, we're not sitting here saying we know how this works or what's going on as far as how it's happening or why it's happening. What we're telling you is just stop judging because it is happening. Why and all? I mean, we have some ideas and some facts, but we got to love each other. The war is not between us, but they have made the war between us. They have tried to keep us all fighting amongst each other. The war was never supposed to be between us. So you got to let go of the little things and let go of like clinking on a word here, a word there that you thought wasn't said correctly, or and even if it was said incorrectly, you got to let go. You got to be the bigger person. You got to understand like this, it's just something that happens, and it doesn't make or break your
I
greatness
have a
that
hard
comes
time with
on who
that
you are.
sometimes. I have such a hard time with that sometimes
Me
because if
too.
somebody
Every
says
day,
something
every
that
day.
I just know is not true and they're like, no, this is it, this is that, this is
Yeah.
this is that. And I'm like,
I have the worst time with
no.
that too. And I mean, I'm still not going to lie. I'm not going to stop like saying, well, I don't think that's how that works. But it doesn't make or break the fact that we should still be all just clinging to one another and stop picking on the little things. Like,
Hey,
don't pick
I
on the
love
little
what Sheila,
things.
I love what Sheila kept saying the other night. She kept saying, I am not the oracle.
See, I love that too. And she, I mean, there you go. You know, she spoke from her heart, and it was loving and kind and heartfelt, and it was truth. You know, it was stuff that we all that are awake and having that we all are experiencing that to some respect, and it doesn't have to be exact because Lord knows we're all feeling and seeing things a little different, but we all had different childhoods, we all had different upbringings, we all had different times that we spent in our mother's wombs. You know, every single moment from the second of conception and out, we're all affected differently, we all see things differently, feel things differently, and some that were brought to the light sooner than others have a different way of understanding, and it doesn't mean that we're all wrong. It just means we're just different, and we're unique to oneself, and we're still loving and giving and trying. And so don't pick on the little things, don't let those things tear you up. And Lord knows I need to work on that, because I mean, I cry my eyes out sometimes with what people say or do, and then I'll lash back out and say something hateful, and then I'm ashamed of myself because that's not what God wants from us. And I am like the world's worst with my mouth. Sometimes I'm like, oh, you mother trucker, pack a lunch, big truck's gonna be a long ass haul, you know. And I'm like, man, Lisa, should have done better than that. Be the bigger person. Be the bigger person. So, and Candy, thank you. You've taught me a lot of that too, because I mean, the courage that you have within you and the light that you shine is it's almost blinding. It's amazing, and it's so it gives everybody hope. So 20 years, guys, 20 years she has had this. And, you know, it's probably been going on much longer, but those people probably aren't here anymore. And this woman is like from the ground up rebuilt herself into a woman that doesn't give up, and it's still filled with love and smiles and laughs and cracks my ass up all the time. So, I mean, I adore that. And
And
laughter is important.
I just want to remind everybody too, the pharmaceuticals do not work. Oh my God. I was
No.
doing everything they told me to do. They had my kidneys messed up. They had my gastrointestinal system messed up.
Yeah.
Every vessel in the
They make
whites of
you
my eyes
worse.
was busted. I mean, my blood work every month. They do blood tests every month. My blood work was so out of range. They never told me anything. They just said, oh, well, here's your new prescription for next month, and here's your new appointment, and pay the lady on the way out. And I was like a good little girl. I was listening to my doctor, and I'm like,
Yeah, the
and
doctor
then
that
years
literally
later,
told you.
I went and got copies of all that blood work, and I'm like, oh my God, they almost killed me.
It's sad you had to be your own doctor. But you know, the truth is, guys, we know who owns those pharmaceutical companies. We know who owns Pfizer. Car just went Zer. So you guys know where I'm going with this. You know all these names. We know who owns that, and they are not your friends. And if you know anything about Depop, and then wait, were you elation over there? Yeah. So just put those together because I got to be careful. I mean they've tried to literally take down my channel. So and it's just for entertainment purposes only, folks. Okay, so yeah, that's what that was. But they're doing this. These things are happening for a reason. So don't act all shocked because you heard about Morgellons and you thought that it might be far fetched because you got a face covering or a diaper face for a reason, and that seemingly is not shocking you anymore. So no longer be shocked about the things that are happening. It shouldn't be shocking anymore. You should be well over that. Okay. There, I'm done. But I mean, it's true. And no matter what, got nothing but love for all of you. All of you. Wow. Dead silence. But it's true though, right, Candy?
Yeah. Well, I want to tell everybody Happy New Year. It's going to be a new year. It's a new day.
Yeah, we survived another. We're survivors. We're probably gonna be the last man standing, even though we didn't feel like it at one time, right?
Yeah, Morgellons, another year behind us.
Another year behind us, guys. Another year behind us. Another year conquered. We conquered that crap. We have conquered those years. And Candy has conquered 20 years. And so many of you out there have conquered every single moment of your struggle and your fight. But that only makes you one thing, it makes you a warrior. So, starting the new year with all of us, I think we need to go into the new year knowing that we're warriors and knowing that we can do anything. We can do all things through Christ the Lord that strengthens us. Philippians 3:16 or Philippians 4:16, and then we need to always just realize that when we feel down or we feel like we don't have any more strength, call one another. You know, we need to be there for each other. We need to be there no matter what for each other because I mean, you guys are family. We're family. When your old
Oh,
family, leaves, open the door and let your new family in, and that's what I have now. And I love you guys so much.
hey, that's
So
another thing. Being how you're mentioning that, I was telling somebody the other day, that on Facebook messages, you can go out there and you can Facebook call somebody or you can video call them.
yes,
We need
and
to
that's the
see each
best. We
other's
need that face to
faces.
face.
Yeah. So even though we might not be able to be with each other, at least if we can see each other's faces. And when I called my friend the other day, oh, her face was so messed up. And first of all, she wouldn't show her face. And I kept telling her, I was like, I love you. It doesn't matter to me what you look like. Well, finally, by the time, after a few minutes, she finally showed me her face and, she showed me some spots and, we were just talking back and forth. But I used to go and visit her when she lived closer to me. And now she moved to another state. And I was like, I don't care what you look like. I mean, I damn debreed lesions out of your skull, okay? I
Yeah,
don't care what you look like.
we're not. This is a meat suit, guys. This is nothing. We
Yeah,
expect to be here as
I laid a
everything.
towel on my lap and laid her head right on my lap, and I dug that shit right out of her damn head for her.
Good for you. You're an amazing friend to so many. You are a wonderful soul, and we're all grateful for you. And I'm grateful every day that I have you guys because whenever my whole family, abandoned me, and with the exception of two aunts that didn't live here, so when I was belly crawling to the toilet to vomit or shiver or try to get a cool washcloth, and I had nobody, when everyone in my world that I loved so much that I would never abandon and leave, when they left me, you guys were here for me and you saved me in a way that you'll never understand or realize, but I just want you to know that you did.
Yeah,
And I love you
Derek
guys.
is asking. Derek asked, "How does your to both of us? How does your outlook for the new year look, and how
Woohoo!
much
We're
does
warriors,
YouTube
aren't we
help you
now?
guys? How much does YouTube help us? Well, you know what? As long as we can help
It,
other people,
if you
then
say one
YouTube
life at a
helps
time,
us.
I mean,
Yeah,
and even if you don't, we're standing in our own truth, Derek, right, Candy? And
yeah,
we're
yeah.
loving everyone, anyways,
And
because
and my New Year's
it's
resolution
definitely the
is to
best.
actually set up some time with my doctors away from the office where whatever
Educating them.
information I share with them does not belong to the office.
There you
It
go.
belongs to them individually. And then that way they're not obligated to put anything in my file because it didn't happen at the office. It
That's so
happened
smart.
off site.
You are so
So
smart, and if anyone's
hopefully,
perfect for that, that's you. So
yeah, hopefully I can like do a little invitation and just leave the date and the time open and say I would like to take you to lunch. Here's the number. You fill in the date and time and let me know and meet me there.
good for you. Good for you. Make an impact, and if you don't make an impact, leave a scar. Oh wait, that wasn't nice. I'm just kidding about that part. Kind of a little bit. Not, sometimes there's a little bit of truth there, but
Well,
no,
so
make an
that's my
impact.
goal eventually. It might take me 6 or 8 months, but that's my goal for
Doesn't
the new
matter.
year.
Baby steps are fine, guys. Just
Yeah.
take them. Don't be afraid to make those baby steps or any step, because progress in the right direction. I mean, you can't fail. There's no losing. It's a win-win situation there. Don't be afraid. There's nothing to fear. And if you feel like you're afraid because we're human and we get that way, I get that way. call one of us up. Call a friend, a real friend. Call him, and just you'll find that courage will actually envelop your body again just by speaking to someone that understands. It's amazing what that can do for one and for a soul. It's courage in a friend. It's strength in a meat suit, but it is a spiritual journey that you're not going on alone. So don't forget that it's not alone. We're with you. We're all with you. We're all in
Well,
this and not together, but we're all in this forever.
and
So
my personal greatest moments was when I did talk to my doctors about my symptoms and stuff that was going on, and actually they actually believed me, and
it
I
would have
was
been
like,
such a good feeling. Such a
I
good
know,
feeling if I
I
ever had
know.
that. I would never see another doctor again as far
And
as I'm
I told
concerned.
you,
But if we make a dent, we're gonna all go.
yeah, and I told you that last nurse practitioner I saw at the dermatologist, she's like, you had the most amazing spirit. I cannot believe you survived that. How did you do that? And I'm like,
Candy, I'm in awe. Like that, I agree with what she said. I'm in awe every day of you. You do. You didn't ever get a broken spirit. You're a soldier. You're a warrior. So thank
almost killed
you.
myself. Well, a concrete angel, but
Yeah, yeah, but that was an accident.
yeah,
She called
wasn't
your name,
intentional.
guys. If you watched any of the other ones, you would know what she's talking about. But
Oh,
well, I love you. I love all of you. I
you
hope
too.
everyone has a beautiful new year and go into it with a warrior approach. Don't feel bad. Don't feel sad. I know it sucks. It's hard. Just just know that you can. There is no can't in you. You're warriors. And Candy is a perfect example of that.
Aw.
So, thank you, Candy. Anything you want to add before we shut the lights out and welcome in the
Never
new
give up.
year?
Never let them see you sweat. Be,
Right?
just go on faith. You
They're
got you.
not worth that sweat. That's right. Go on faith, standing in the truth. Amen. Your words are truth for sure. So, all right. Well, I hope you, Candy, my dear, have a great new year. And hopefully, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll give you a call in between my surveillance, which is literally just basically spying on people. Yep, that's what I do. But it's legal. I'm licensed. So, I'm going to come spy on you one of these days, Candy.
No, I
So,
might have to pay for your road trip here. I got somebody I need you to spy on
I
for me.
literally will come. Yeah, you don't pay for it. I will come. Just all you gotta do is say, Lisa, I really need you to come here. You don't even have to tell me why. If
Hey,
you want me to
does
spy, I'll
does
spy.
your license transfer from Texas to
Oh
Florida?
yeah, it's legal throughout the continental U.S. All that good
Really?
stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, just
I will
yeah.
send you some
Yeah, no.
names
I don't pay me a
or a
thing.
name.
I would do it for any of you guys actually. So,
Okay.
anyways, all right. So yeah, hit me up though. Really, like no, really call me. I'm just kidding. But I do need an excuse to leave Texas, especially. I don't like Texas all that much. Not gonna lie. I have no friends here at all. Not a friend in the world. I've lived here 11 years. Isn't that crazy? Nobody. Like even my own sister and brother. I came here to be like closer to family, and that's actually the last thing I've had. Probably the loneliest I've ever been in my life. My family's like right down the road, and I don't even know them anymore. So thank you guys for being my new family. I love you guys very much, and don't let them break you. You're unbreakable. So signing out, guys. Candy, call me.
Bye.
And Candy, get some rest. I know you haven't been feeling good, so I hope you
Yeah.
get some rest and feel better. I'm
Well,
sorry.
thank you.
All right,
That's all
guys.
right.
Love
I'm
you.
mulling through.
You got. I know you got this, but I mean, just get some rest. I know you feel pretty bad. I could tell.
All right
So,
then.
all right,
Bye
guys.
now.
Love you.
Good
Bye.
night.
I said bye.